If you want to dominate search results everywhere customers are looking, I'm going to show you exactly how. In this video, I'll walk you through a 5-step SEO strategy that my team and I use to help our clients rank #1, not just on Google, but on YouTube, TikTok, Amazon, LinkedIn, and even AI tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity. Because here's the truth, your customers aren't just searching on Google anymore. They're searching billions of times a day on platforms, marketplaces, and AI engines. And if you're not there, you're invisible or buying decisions are being made. Right now, the playing field is wide open. The businesses that follow these 5 steps will gain the edge they can ride for years. Let's dive in. It took 75 years for the telephone to reach 100 million users. It took 16 years for the mobile phone. TikTok did it in just 9 months. ChatGPT, just 2 months. The adoption curve has collapsed from decades to months. And that pace permanently rewired how people search, discover, and make decisions. I don't believe SEO is just about ranking on Google anymore. Search is now everywhere. On TikTok, YouTube, Amazon, even AI tools. Most businesses are still playing yesterday's rules while customers leveled up. Thanks to AI and social platforms, everyday users have become power searchers, doing in minutes what used to take professionals hours or days or even weeks. And across every generation, the expectation has changed. People don't just want the answer, they want proof. They want to see products in action, side-by-side comparisons, and real-life experiences from people they trust. Think about the last time you looked up a restaurant. You didn't just Google it. You checked out TikTok reviews, Instagram photos, Yelp stars, maybe even asked a Facebook group, and only then pulled up Google Maps for directions. That's why search has changed forever. The Google-only playbook isn't just outdated, it's invisible. For years, the customer journey was simple. Search Google, click on a site, make a decision. Google shaped the path for over a decade. But today, the journey looks nothing like that. TikTok sparks curiosity, YouTube builds understanding, Reddit adds raw opinions, Amazon seals a purchase. AI ties it in all together. What took Google 10 years, TikTok did in 4, and ChatGPT did in 2. That's how fast buying behavior is changing. Nearly 60% of Google searches now end without a click because people get their answers directly from AI overviews, feature snippets, and knowledge panels. And billions of other searches never touch Google at all. The reason is simple. Context changes behavior. Just like you act differently in a library than you do in a gym. People behave differently on TikTok than on Amazon, or on YouTube than on Reddit. Each platform puts the brain in a different state: discovery, learning, trust, or decision. If you only focus on Google, you're missing out on more than 70% of the people who search today. And while most businesses know they need to adapt, very few have a system to do it. That's why we built a 5-step strategy framework, so our clients can show up everywhere their customers are searching, not just where it's comfortable. The reality is, yes, your customers are on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Reddit, and even Amazon. Doesn't matter if you're B2B or B2C. The mistake is thinking it's just about showing up there. The real play is to understand what state of mind your customers are in when they're on those platforms. Because the same person shows up differently when using TikTok than when they're on LinkedIn or on YouTube. That's why step 1 of the new SEO strategy is simple but crucial. Find your customers by mapping audience and platform intent. Your customers don't search the same way on TikTok as they do on Amazon. And if you treat them the same, you'll lose them. Let me show you how to map intent so you hit the right message in the right place. It's not about picking platforms at random. It's about figuring out where audience actually searches, what conversations are being had there, and what kind of intent drives those searches. TikTok is entertainment-led discovery. YouTube is long-form deep research. Amazon is decision mode. Reddit is raw opinions. Each platform has its own intent. And if you ignore that, you'll create the wrong content for the right people. Start by asking, where does my audience go when they need answers? Check your competitors. Where are they strongest? Study what kind of content works in those spaces. Then choose your top 3 or 4 platforms and go deep. Master those first before expanding everywhere else. Our studies showed that when AI tools answer questions, they're consistently pulling from Wikipedia, Reddit, and YouTube across all major platforms. This isn't random. It shows you exactly where authoritative, citable content lives. If you want to show up in AI responses, then these are the platforms where you need to build your presence. If your brand shows up differently on every platform, don't expect AI to trust you or customers to either. Before you can compete for attention, you gotta get your story straight. Most people think SEO is about keywords, but AI doesn't think in keywords. It thinks in entities, context, and relationships. An entity is just something that can be clearly defined. Your company, your CEO, your product, your service. AI builds a map of these entities. If your brand isn't defined consistently everywhere, AI literally doesn't know who you are. And when AI can't see you, you don't show up, period. That's why step 2, even though it sounds simple, is one of the most powerful things you can do for visibility: clarifying who you are. Your business name, description, and overall core identity needs to be identical across every platform: Google, TikTok, LinkedIn, Amazon, everywhere. This means you want to craft your message and positioning. This isn't just about us page. It's the core of everything: the DNA of your brand, a clear understanding of who you serve, the problem you solve, and why you're different. That foundation doesn't just sit on your website. It flows into every profile, every bio, and every piece of content you create. Then you'll be able to define your content pillars. This is where you pick 3 or 4 themes, and you'll keep coming back to the ideas you want your brand to own in people's mind. Maybe it's the problems you solve every day. Maybe it's the trends shaping your space. Maybe it's your personal take that no one else is saying out loud. And ultimately, you'll need to connect your entities to form a consistent presence. Don't just build a profile for your company. Build one for your team members, your products, and your services, and link them together. Think of this step like your business card for the internet. If someone gets 5 different cards from 5 different titles and phone numbers, they're not going to trust you. Online consistency plus clarity equals trust with both people and AI. Once you've clarified who you are, your identity, your message, your entities, you've earned the right to show up. Step 3 is about standing out. Create content that fits each platform. Most businesses still make the same mistake. They create one piece of content and blast it everywhere. That's lazy, and it's why your content doesn't perform. Most businesses are making this one lazy mistake, blasting the same content everywhere. That's why their posts flop. This is how you turn one big piece of content into a whole ecosystem: YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, even AI search, all working together to make you the obvious authority. That's why the smarter play is to build a content ecosystem. You start with the big pillar, a long-form YouTube video, a podcast, or an in-depth blog. That becomes your anchor. Videos especially should be the center of your strategy according to my agency's research. AI tools are citing videos more and more in their responses. We're seeing a steady growth from 7% to over 12% in just 6 quarters. If you're not creating video content, you're missing out on a huge chunk of AI visibility. From videos and other long-form content pieces, you slice and adapt and reformat it to native versions across platforms. A long-form YouTube video becomes several vertical shorts designed to stand on their own. A podcast clip becomes swipeable LinkedIn carousel. A blog becomes text-based posts and FAQs that AI then can cite directly. One big topic becomes multiple posts, TikToks, or Instagram Reels. Some repurposed, some refilmed to feel fresh. The key in this, you're not just repackaging, you're creating an interconnected system where all the pieces reinforce each other. A blog links to your YouTube. A YouTube video points to your podcast. A TikTok draws people to your site or Amazon page. Each piece strengthens each other, and together they signal topical authority to both humans and AI. Each platform has its own rules of the game. YouTube needs strong titles, thumbnails, and pacing. And of course, they look at retention. TikTok and Reels thrive on quick hooks and vertical formatting. Blogs need structure, headings, FAQ, and citations, so AI and Google can actually reference them. LinkedIn rewards thought leadership packaged in a professional text-first style. When you tailor your content in this way, you're not just posting everywhere, you're showing up natively where your audience already spends time while building a unified body of work that compounds over time. Now, before I walk you into step 4 and 5, let me quickly mention this. If you're listening and thinking, this makes sense, but I don't have the time or team to implement all this myself, I get it. That's exactly what my agency NP Digital helps with. We've built strategies for some of the biggest brands in the world. And right now, our team is helping businesses get featured in AI search results and building omnipresence across platforms like TikTok and YouTube and optimizing for the future of AI-driven advertising. Instead of playing catch up 2 or 3 years from now, you can just be one of the brands that's leading this shift. Just go to npdigital.com and book a free consultation. We'll show you exactly how to position your business for this new search landscape and how to turn it into a competitive advantage. Now let's go into step 4. If step 3 was about building your content, step 4 is about powering it. Because no matter how good your content looks on surface, if the systems underneath don't work, the tracking, the signals, the trust factors, people won't stay and algorithms won't rank you. This is the layer most people overlook because it feels like the boring stuff, but it's actually what makes the exciting stuff work. Start with foundational systems. Your site has to load fast, especially on mobile. Amazon has proven that every second costs sales, and that's why their product pages strip down everything and are lightning quick. Do the same for your brand. Next, build with structured data so AI and search engines actually understand you. NerdWallet is a perfect example. The reviews and comparison pages are packed with schema and entity markup. That's why when you ask ChatGPT about the best credit cards, NerdWallet shows up in their answers. Then add advanced optimization, FAQ schema, and conversational content that works for voice search and AI overviews. This is how you show up inside AI-generated results, not just in Google, but in tools like Perplexity and ChatGPT. Now, layer in engagement signals. Reviews, comments, and shares aren't just social proof. They're signals platforms use to decide what gets seen. Google Maps favors businesses with more reviews and active responses. Yelp rewards restaurants that engage with feedback. On TikTok and Instagram, videos that spark comment threads or career replies tend to spread further because the algorithm sees people leaning in. These micro signals compound into big visibility. Here's the key. The technical layer isn't about being a coder. It's about building the systems that make content easy to find, easy to trust, and impossible to ignore. Here's the truth. The businesses winning this new search game aren't just setting things up once and forgetting about them. They're adapting faster than the competition can keep up. So you need to test everything. A/B test headlines, thumbnails, even CTAs. Use feedback loops to learn what's working and refine it. Apply remarketing and reminder strategies to stay top of mind. And that's why step 5 is tracking what's working and improve. Start simple. Most platforms already give you free insights. Check out which posts get the most engagement. See which platforms send you the most qualified customers. Track where your brand is showing up in Google Search, AI Answers, and social feeds. You can do this with Ubersuggest AI Visibility Report. It shows you how you're showing up in ChatGPT compared to your competition, and it shows you the sentiment if you're looked upon in the positive light or negative light compared to your competition. And it also helps you benchmark how you're doing compared to your competitors in this space and how you're improving more or less than your competitors over time. You can also see what formats your competitors are winning over you, where you're getting traction versus where they are. Those are the clues that you can learn from, and that allows you over time to refine your strategy so you can beat them. Now, when it comes to refining, maybe one platform isn't delivering, and that's okay. Shift your focus. Maybe one topic is exploding. Double down. Every month, set aside time to review, adjust, and improve. And here's the big advantage. The cycle compounds. Businesses that constantly test and adapt don't just keep up, they pull ahead because every improvement stacks on the last. The search landscape has permanently changed. Winning today isn't about chasing Google rankings. It's about showing up everywhere customers look, building omnipresence and becoming the obvious choice. And this isn't theory. I practice it myself. I use it on my own personal brand, and my company does it for hundreds of other companies. So if you want to see exactly how to implement platform-specific optimization and the latest AI search strategies, subscribe to the channel and watch this next video.